Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins love to be spoiled. So don't forget to spoil Mum this Mother's Day with the huge range of big brand fragrances at the lowest prices at Chemist Warehouse. Shop in-store or online now. It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. You would have heard in the tail end of that little introduction there, you talking about when I was going through a phase transition in my clothing and my appearance, which is interesting that that's popped up this morning, given what you said as you walked into the studio and saw my look today.
I don't want you to think that I was judging you. You know, I would never judge on anyone's look because it's not like I'm the queen of fashion.
Fashion.
It's just that I feel like you might be going through a period where you're changing into a new look, and that this might be sports dad.
You reckon this is sports dad?
Well, because when you were just sporty,
yes,
you would wear shorts, like gym shorts or like workout shorts with sneakers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like maybe a muscle top. But now, today you've gone jeans.
That's correct. And they're the jogger kind of jeans as well, with the cuff at the bottom.
At the ankle there.
Yeah.
They're sort of more fitted around the ankle with the elastic band.
My ankle's exposed.
And you've got sneakers on.
Well, these are the gym shoes.
They're a gym shoe. They're sort of like a white sneaker, but with bright colours on them, which indicate they are a running sneaker.
Yeah, early 90s inspired.
With a baggy T-shirt and quite a big sports watch.
Yeah,
sports watch definitely garnering some attention there. So I would say this is sports dad.
I think
I could drop the kids at a game.
Yeah.
And if they quickly needed me to run on an umpire, I'd be ready. Jeez. But also, if we're going out for burgers after the game, I'm your guy.
Well, you've nailed it, because yesterday I got home and Izzy had just finished doing some work, and I was like, let's go to the park and we'll kick a football. And I was wearing something very similar. Didn't have to change.
Yeah.
And then we finished up. I was like, let's go and get a boba at Karana.
Yep.
Didn't have to change. Right, so you're right. But this is also me trying to transition from my late 30s into my early 40s, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be yet. And so I don't know if I'm going to go back to sports dad, like complete sport, or just baggy shirt dad.
Soon you'll stop wearing the sneakers, and then you've lost the sports altogether.
Well, if you see I walking in Crocs, then we've got a problem.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Today, as you wake up, you may see a news story about a sensation that's starting to go viral in Australia, and your kids are going to want it. It's called Labubu.
These cute little furry creatures are called Labubus, and it's the latest item that's been taking over the internet.
This is what was happening this morning. They were all trying to get their hands on the latest edition of Labubu.
No, what?
The odds of Pop having a Labubu are slim, but not zero.
Shoppers are lining up to get their hands on Labubu dolls.
Viral collectible toy made famous by some of the world's biggest celebrities has sparked a frenzy at Melbourne shopping centres and stores around the world.
The celebrities have a lot to answer for, don't they?
Well, Olivia Attwood, Dua Lipa, Rihanna, they're all associated with Labubu.
These are grown women.
I know.
Grown women.
I know.
They're children's toys.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. You know that I'm kind of wrapped up in this culture a little bit. Okay.
Is that what we call it? I would say easily influenced.
You know what it is? It's gambling.
It is gambling.
It's a form of gambling. So if you don't know what a Labubu is, right, aside from this incredibly catchy theme song.
Oh, man.
Look at the smile on your face.
You know what? When they say, like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, there are some times where I could not feel further away from you.
Really?
Like, I love you, but the distance between us right now
I know.
is so grand
It's so funny.
that it's like, it's hard to fathom how we're going to build this bridge.
And this is a great lesson, right, for people listening, that it doesn't matter from where you come from, you can still be good friends.
Of
All right?
course, we appreciate each other's differences, but I'm just...
Because you know that I'm wildly into collecting Pokemon cards.
Yeah, you
right?
love
But
this gear.
For me, what I love about it is when you open a pack, you never know what you're going to get. And if you pull like a super rare art card, you're in the money. Now, this is very similar to that in the fact that you buy a blind box, right? So you never know what's actually inside this box. You buy a blind box Labubu, and it could cost you anywhere from $13 to $27. You need to get them online from Pop Mart because the physical shops aren't here in WA yet. But if you open them up and you find the super rare Labubu, you're in the money about $2,000. All right,
It is gambling, isn't it?
It's gambling. Oh, this is.
Imagine like the original person that went, hey, you know what? Everyone will pay for this thing here. Imagine what they'll pay for it if it's in a box they can't see.
It is incredible.
Where they have no idea what they're getting. Like they really worked out how stupid we are and went, how do we really play into this?
And I put my hand up and say, I'm, in a way, happily this blissfully unaware and stupid. Because I get so excited. I really do. I like to be able to have the idea to pull one of these rare ones. And there are communities upon communities upon communities where the deep diving into the research behind what they call pull rates is incredible. So at the moment, for one of these, to pull something that might fetch you about $2,000, it's a 1 in 144 pull rate. Right, which means
that's
that
not bad.
If you buy 144 boxes, you might pull one of them.
You might
pull one of them.
How much is each Labubu?
About $27. So they range from $13 to $27.
They're
so
kind of ugly.
What's
too,
that?
But...
They are. But that's part of the joy.
But I looked this up because I didn't know anything about them. And these things were kicking off in Singapore and stuff like well over a year ago.
Yeah.
Like these are well back. So they still haven't dropped off in popularity.
No, and if anything, we're behind it. Right, so
if you're the guy getting in fidget spinners right now, you've dropped the ball. It's too late.
Exactly, you're done, buddy.
How do you find out? Like, I need to just Google how do I create the next toy that everybody wants?
You know what I think the secret is? If you
they don't have anything in common.
Create a range. Right, and then just put them inside a packet where people can't see it. Because my
kids...
Get it
to Dua Lipa and then watch it go viral.
Exactly, or in the hands of Kim Kardashian or one of those celebrities or something like that. But my kids go nuts for these things where they can't see the pop
Would
vinyl
it be
dolls.
Because they see your eyes light up and they go, oh, I wish Dad would look at me that way.
Oh. I'll keep that in mind the next time I need some inspiration about how to love my kids.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
The HBF Front for a Reason returns Sunday the 25th of May. This year, it's all about your reason, and we're speaking to a few of this year's participants about their reasons, including Sarah. These stories are so heartbreaking.
Well, we do this sort of shortcast, don't we? Like a podcast of ours where you can go and listen to people's reasons, because it's just people sharing their personal stories. And, they say everyone's got a story, and they've really moved us.
Yeah.
And you're right, Sarah's story was one of those. Sarah shared her family story, the tragic loss of her fiancé and the father of her 2 children, Lee.
He was 33 when he got diagnosed. I think a lot of illness, especially what he was diagnosed with, it comes from a core issue with our bodies not working the way they're designed to work. And so it's that build-up of toxins that end up presenting as cancer or some other chronic illness. I think there's also a bit of a genetic component there, because his mum also passed of the same thing 6 years prior. I never got to meet her. From the moment he had his first seizure, when we were driving back from a indoor playground with the kids, he was in the car and we almost crashed because he was driving, and lucky his dad was visiting us from over east, because he was in the passenger seat and he put it in neutral, and he knew what was happening straight away because he'd seen his mum go through it.
Right.
Whereas I didn't know what was going on because he just was making this weird noise out the window. That's how they found it. For most people, that's how they find brain cancer. They'll have a seizure. That was, pretty traumatic. When he first presented after that incident, he was rushed to hospital at Fiona Stanley. There, they actually mixed up his scans and they came in and said he's all clear. And then 5 minutes later, another doctor came in and said, I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
A student doctor has read that wrong. He actually has a tumour. And he was rushed in for surgery at Charlie's, because they're the head of brain cancer and a lot of oncology, and they do have some of the best specialists in the world. And then you get your results about 2 weeks after that, after they biopsy the resection. And you are very, very, very lucky to last past 12 months. And a lot of people don't realise brain cancer is actually the biggest killer of anyone, any child, any adult under the age of 40. But it's one of the most underfunded and under-researched, and that's because there's so little we know about the neurobiology and the neuroscience behind it, and the challenges that the brain-blood barrier present when trying to treat something like that. So you never forget that moment. But, it's just sitting there at Charlie's and sorry.
No, not
It's
at all.
okay. You're all the time in the world, mate.
Thanks.
You brought in a box today
I did.
with a stack of photos.
Yep.
Right, printed out photos, and I'm holding on to 2 of them right now. And I think one of the things that I often think about with these stories, and with someone in particular in your situation or his situation, is how much and how tightly you'd hold on to your kids, knowing that you're not going to be able to enjoy all the amazing things of watching them grow up.
Yeah.
And there's 2 photos in here of him. I'll show you these, Kimber, where he's in the hospital bed.
Oh.
And it looks like he's just had brain surgery. Is that right?
He had 4, and that was after his first.
Yeah. And he's holding on to those
Hugging
kids.
his kids so tight.
And I just couldn't imagine what it would be like to be lying in that bed, holding on to those kids, knowing that there's not going to be much more of that, and you're not going to be able to see them hit the amazing milestones of their 18th and their 21st and all of that sort of stuff, which is why this message is so incredibly important. Make sure so many more people get the opportunity to see their kids grow up.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking, it's tragic, and it is a reason for Sarah and her kids to be running the HBF Run for a Reason, which is back on Sunday the 25th of May, and it's all about your reasons. And we're speaking to many people who are running for various reasons.
Yeah, check out the shortcasts. We've got them on our podcasts on Pete and Kimber. It is just like, they're really moving and they're really important. And if you haven't done the HBF Run for a Reason before, get amongst it. The way the community comes together on that day is really special.
You can find the podcast on the Listener app.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
On Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins, it's yay or nay.
Hi, Rami.
Hello, my love. All right, first one for yay nay. Clapping when the plane lands.
3, 2, 1.
Nay.
Nay.
Good. There's
Unless
a special place in hell for those people.
Unless they've done something really, really special. If the plane is floating all over the shop and there's a lot of turbulence coming in and they get you down, you're like, all right, well played.
Yeah. Or you've landed on the river. Who's that guy that landed the plane on the river?
Hudson River, New York
Sully?
City.
That's it. Yeah, Sully.
Wait, is it Sully?
Sully.
Is that a character from Monsters, Inc.?
That is also a character from Monsters, Inc.
Isn't that X-Files?
Scully.
That's Scully.
All right.
Yeah.
Same thing.
God,
anyway,
Mulder and
but no,
Scully,
no,
there's
you know
a
what?
flashback.
Agreed. If it's a near-death experience and you've really bonded with everyone around you and you've gotten to know the captain because he's speaking to you every 5 minutes, sure. But how often does that happen? Outside of that, don't.
Yeah. Do you clap
Don't.
at the end of a movie? You enjoy a movie? Do you sit in the cinema and...
I
like that, Stephen. Well done.
Oh, look, I must admit I haven't actually. I haven't.
Peter!
I clapped at the end of Avengers Endgame. It was a good movie.
Second one.
I'm just saying, they walk among us.
They walk
Rami.
among
We can
us.
tell.
We just look at them in the eye and we walk on. All right, second one. Rehearsing arguments in the shower.
3, 2, 1.
Yay. Mate, I'm still rehearsing arguments from things that might have happened 10 years ago.
I know. How bad is that?
Like, you can't turn it off. You're like, I wish I'd said this.
Yeah,
How good would it? It would
absolutely.
have been killer if I'd said this.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% like that.
If only there was cameras in our showers. Wait. I mean, as in, like, we'd look funny just rehearsing the conversations.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't think you look funny when I've seen them.
Oh, okay. Gotta give me that link. All right, and third and final one, talking to your plants.
3, 2, 1.
Yay.
No.
Is there science behind this?
Apparently there is.
I would like to see the difference between Pete's plants and mine.
Oh, we have I don't even know what it is, but it greets people at the front door. It
Say that
always
again.
looks so sad.
Greeks people.
No, greets people. Greets.
And it looks
Hello.
sad.
Hi, how
What
you
type
going?
of plant? You don't know what type of plant it is.
Nah, it's
I'll
just...
give you advice if you need it.
Yeah, I think I need to take a picture and I need to show you because
Yeah,
it
do.
looks like it needs a lot of love or a hug. It looks like it needed a good cuddle.
Absolutely. I talk to my plants.
What do you say to it?
Oh God, so many
Imagine
things.
your
I'll be like,
plant.
"God, you look fantastic today," or "Oh, you look a bit sad. Do you want some water?" Like I give them lots of love and positivity. And
Does it go, yes, mummy?
yeah, I've got heaps of indoor plants. I've got heaps of outdoor plants. I'm really into it.
I must admit,
I'm a massive gardener.
Your garden is one of the best gardens I've seen.
Thank you.
I kid you not.
I put a lot of love into it.
Is it because you're talking to it or because you're just feeding it?
Both.
Yeah, both.
You've got to feed it. Don't you feel better when I tell you what a great job you're doing at work?
Yeah, but I'm a human being, not a bloody plant.
Yeah.
Hey, plants have feelings too.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins presents The Wedding You Built.
It's a love story, baby, just say yes.
Yeah, getting to know Lisa and Josh at the moment, who are our couple who are going to be legally married on this show over the coming weeks.
We love a wedding on this show. It's a lot of fun, and you all get to join us on the day by just tuning in right here.
That's
and
right.
we'll be here getting them married. But the reason we want you so involved is because you are responsible for choosing all of the elements of the wedding. You choose what the bride wears. You choose where the venue is. You choose how they rock up to the venue.
Now, we're going to start the voting on Wednesday for all the different categories. If you head to Pete and Kimber on Instagram, that's where the voting's going to take place. So you'll see stories and posts with the categories and your choices.
We're sorry if you're not on Instagram, but it's hard for us to collate them over different platforms.
Exactly.
So, we can only pick one place. So if you just go to Instagram, it's free to sign up and you can contribute to destroying this wedding.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do.
I mean, we will get them married, but they said they want crazy. They said, we want to do a wedding that is just off the charts. No one expects it. It's going to be just a myriad of whatever.
Now, here's the thing. We feel like as a team, we've come up with some pretty good choices and some pretty good categories, but you are as much of this team as us. So we need you to dive in 13 10 60, and we want the craziest ideas that we could possibly put this couple through ahead of their wedding.
They've both said they're up for everything. They're like, we don't care. We're up for anything. So if you have a suggestion on any category right now, this is open slather. We're taking your suggestions. If you think you have a really crazy idea for a venue, hit us with it. If you think that she's going to look amazing dressed in something totally ridiculous, or you think she'll look great in a pleather suit looking like Catwoman, lock it in.
Absolutely.
We want any suggestion right now of cake, venue, outfits, anything crazy. Even throw it at us.
Like, if you're thinking about the rest of the people that are going to be there, how are they going to be dressed? I would love to hear your ideas about what Kimber's going to look like.
Because I'm the celebrant.
Yes, exactly.
And I'll go along with it. I'll go with whatever you guys choose.
Yep. How do they even enter the place? What's their transport like?
Well, because with the first year we did this, we married Lizzie and Dylan on air, and Lizzie ended up having to arrive at the wedding on a ride-on lawnmower. But our new couple, Lisa and Josh, say, don't know if it's far enough.
All right, Alex, you got a suggestion for the entrance? Let's go. What is it?
I think they should drop in skydiving, James Bond style.
Okay, fantastic. Great start.
Casual.
Great
I think they'd be up for it. They sound like they'll do anything. How about you, Miguel? You've got a wedding venue suggestion?
Yeah, so since Pete has a connection now at Aqua, I was thinking maybe with swimming with the sharks, do a wedding swimming with the sharks.
Yeah.
That'd be beautiful.
Can I just say, it'd be beautiful. I don't know about it being extreme, because when we swam with the sharks, it was just so docile.
Your reaction before we went in there was not that,
Yeah,
was
know.
it?
My reaction...
It did seem a little extreme. Your reaction, I believe what you did was leave, I guess what we could call personal vows for your wife and children that you felt you were leaving behind.
I told them to sue the company.
That's
what I told them to do.
Because you thought you were going to your imminent death.
But no, I reckon that level of extreme would be maybe out in the middle of the ocean, chumming for great whites.
In a cage.
Yes.
Okay, Val, you've got a suggestion for the bridal entrance and the outfit. What have you got?
Yes. Well, good morning, firstly, and welcome back, Kimber.
Oh, thank you, Val.
Yeah, for the bride, since she got proposed on a horse, I presume that she should be coming in a horse dressed as a cowgirl in a Western theme.
Okay, Western theme.
Because they do love country music, I believe.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Big fans of country music. Asha, you have a suggestion for the entrance. What is it?
Well, this may sound crazy, but a 1980s Holden, and it's like rusty. and if the engine light is on.
Asha, how old are you?
I'm 12.
These are great suggestions. Do you know anyone with an old Holden?
Well, there are some people probably on Facebook.
Reckon we could find you and a couple of your mates to help push it into place if it breaks down?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
He's an old soul, this kid.
I like that.
Nick, what's your entry for the bride?
I reckon it'd be awesome to see a bride fully dressed up in her outfit, zooming down the zip line down at the Maragatta Bridge.
And just have Josh waiting at the bottom.
Yep, to catch her.
Love that.
That's a great idea. Or maybe they could start at the top because there's dual zip lines.
Yes.
And they start there, and then by the end of it, they're married.
Jeez.
By the time they get down.
Be getting those vows out fast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Kieran, you've got an outfit suggestion.
Yeah, sorry, WrestleMania just after happening and wrestling all over Netflix. I thought both of them should be in that type of kit out. I have him in mind in a Shawn Michaels outfit, a proper pair of assless chaps with the cowboy hat, and I think she has to be in the Hulk Hogan kit up. Goatee is a must.
I mean, it's only with Kieran's accent you can get away with saying those kind of chaps on air.
Exactly. Horseless chaps. I like it. So this is... You know what, can I just say, as extreme as those sound...
See, because this is all in collaboration, Pete. If you had a lot of those things together, it's going to be an insane wedding.
Yeah, right. But, like, aside... They're actually quite tame. Like, in terms of what I feel like this couple needs is you take those ideas...
We're going to deliver the bride in the mouth of a bear.
If we have
She's
to.
just going to come down...
If we have to.
What's the other suggestion?
Okay, so here's something, because a heap have come through on the text line, right?
Okay.
And Tracy has said, what about a wedding dress made from balloons?
That would be
okay,
yeah,
now
that's
how
brilliant.
amazing would that be because of like the craziness of those balloons popping over the course of the night? You know what I mean? Like there's just real tension and danger in it.
One of my girlfriends dressed up at my 21st as Laura Palmer from... Oh, God, now I want to
Laura Palmer?
From the show.
What show?
Why has my brain lost it?
Who's Laura
She's dead,
Palmer?
wrapped in plastic. What's the show? Twin Peaks.
She's dead, wrapped in plastic.
And she turned up wrapped in cling wrap.
Yeah.
And it took her ages to get into this dress, and she couldn't use the bathroom all night.
That's a fantastic idea.
Couldn't get out
This
of
is
it.
good. So, I think whatever ideas that you have and you want to send them our way, please keep doing it.
Yep.
But take your idea and then dial it up to 100.
Okay.
All right? And that's where we start. That's our baseline.
Ready to go.
9 a.m. this morning, we're going to tell you the very first category and choices you will have that we'll be voting on. Make sure you get to the Pete and Kimber Instagram.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
He's here.
If you're Ben Cousins and you know it, clap your hands.
That was your cue, mate.
Come on, Ben, help me out here. If you're Ben Cousins and you know it, clap your hands. Did he do it? I'm just going to keep going. This is pre-recorded. If you're Ben Cousins and you know it, and you're over this opener, come on, Benny, like you mean it, clap your hands.
It's terrifying how well Zach knows you, knowing full well that you would not clap the first time.
I was a bit slow then, wasn't I?
It's all right.
It's just me here.
He just knew where you were going to be at.
That is funny. Sort of.
And Ben, it was funny. Since you joined the show, Ben, we discovered there are some people out there who are fans of you. They quite like the cut of your jib.
Right.
Now, we will say, generally, we've had some people reach out that have been like, hey, my auntie's sister's friend is having a birthday. Is there any chance Ben could rock up and say happy birthday? Or, hey, is there a chance that Ben could send me well wishes for my new job, like this kind of gear, right?
Yeah.
And we have been saying, we can't farm him out, okay? Like, this is just not... Just because we know Ben and because we have his phone number, we can't just farm him out and give him to you for whatever you need him for.
By the way,
we understand your fans, but, like, nothing we can do.
I will need you for a Bucks party Saturday.
The least I can do.
Except there might have been a circumstance recently where we considered, just the once, we considered making someone's dreams come true.
Yeah, and producer Brooke was at the centre of this, right? Now you fought for this hard.
I did. This one got me by the heartstrings and I fought for it. I really did.
Because we said no. We said this is not appropriate. Once we open the floodgates to this, we're just going to get a bunch of people trying to get something out of us.
Yeah.
And Brooke
This is Brooke that's been very dark of late.
Yes,
very
very dark.
Very dark of late. Yeah.
So what happened then, Brooke?
Well, so I finally got it across the line. The plan was that we would get her in. This was a Nanna in love with Ben, but we would surprise her. So she would come in, but we'd tell her that Ben was going to be down the line in Melbourne. She'd come in, meet Pete and Kimber, and then we would basically surprise her and Ben would walk in.
Now, the thing is, Ben, we were contacted by her granddaughter. The granddaughter got in touch and said, my Nanna is a massive fan, and this is what she would love to do. So we were like, all right, Brooke, we'll let you get away with it. We'll set up this secret surprise. But because we couldn't blow the surprise, we had to just first say, hey, tell you what, why don't you come into the studio? Ben won't be here, right? That was part of the joke, part of the ruse.
Yes, we like the sound
Ben
of
won't
Nanna.
be here. He'll be on the phone down the line. But there's something great. You could come in here and you could meet Pete and Kimber.
Yeah, and
hey, how about that?
And then we were
How
going to
about
be,
that?
and then we were going to be like, surprise, Ben's here.
How about that?
Would have been cool, huh?
And Brooke, what was Nanna's response when we suggested come in, meet Pete and Kimber?
Now, look, I'll preface this. Nanna's 96 years old, but the response was she has no interest in meeting Pete and Kimber.
Bless.
Can you believe that?
Mate?
She was going to use us. She was just going to use us to get to you.
You know, isn't that it's very refreshing that at 96 you're in a position where you can really speak your mind.
Yeah.
There's no beating around the bush.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
I mean,
That's a funny story.
Pete and I are not offended. But is Nanna coming in to meet Ben?
No.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins presents The Wedding You Built.
It's a love story, baby, just say yes.
We are with Lisa and Josh, the couple who is getting married on this show. Everything, every aspect of the wedding, no matter how extreme. Thanks for agreeing to it in advance. You're going to be able to vote for. So stay tuned as you learn more about this great couple, but also the things that you can vote on for the wedding. But right now, and we hear this is a favourite segment of yours that you actually play along with when you listen.
we like it.
We're going to play a round of yay or nay.
On Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins, it's yay or nay.
We've got topics. You get 3 seconds to have a think about them. Then you've got to drop whether you are yay or nay.
Okay.
All right?
The reason we particularly love this segment is that some couples in the past have come in and they've said, we've been rehearsing in the car. We did things to try and get our answers the same. But on something like this,
You can't.
you just have to be honest about what
Exactly.
you feel.
Yeah.
And then we have to explain it.
Exactly.
First one, yay or nay, monogamy.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Is that a question mark?
Do you know what was funny? No, I saw Josh give Lisa a bit of a sexy eye roll.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so I feel like there's too many things in there for us to unfold.
No, there's not. No, there's not. Right?
I feel like they don't want us to unpack this.
I'm going to unfold this so much I may as well be doing the washing. Come on, let's...
You
What do you-
answered it.
Yeah, what was... I mean, you went yay, but... what was the-
well, to be honest, not really sure what it is, to be honest. I'm a mechanic, I swing spanners.
That's fantastic.
We are off to a great start.
Ripper.
Okay.
So it's being with one person for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah, definitely yay there.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Love it.
And we didn't get an answer from you.
It was obviously a yay. I was
Yeah.
just trying to...
You're waiting for me to give my answer first.
All right, wonderful. Okay, this is...
Oh, well, then they should be fine with this next one then, Pete.
Yeah, sure. Sharing a toothbrush.
No.
Nay.
Nay. Nay.
Wow.
Nay.
Couldn't bear to share a toothbrush.
No.
Oh, don't know.
No.
No, it's pretty gross.
No.
Oh, I've got plastic teeth, so it doesn't really.
Do you really?
It really
yeah,
doesn't. It doesn't
unfortunately, I
matter.
lost I chose to
I
pull
don't
my teeth out.
They've thrown a good set in, though.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
They look good.
amazing.
You don't get cold tooth when you drink a drink and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You also, you chose to pull your tooth.
Oh, I've had bad
out.
teeth for years.
Yep.
They've just grown wrong, I just went pull them out, chuck them dentures.
Right, okay. Yep.
They're good ones.
Yeah, they are very good ones.
So,
Very good.
Okay. All right. Here's one for you. Love at first sight.
3,
Yay.
2, 1.
Oh, hang on. Wait for the 3, 2, 1
sorry.
first,
I mean,
and then that's okay.
You can't stop her enthusiasm.
No,
I'm
I got that.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
all
yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
Like, we did that.
Love at first sight.
Yeah, it was.
It certainly was. Okay, here's one for you. Watching your partner use the toilet.
3, 2, 1.
Nay.
Nay.
You couldn't get that out fast enough.
Nay.
It keeps romance, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I don't need to see that.
No, me either. My partner and I
see it
don't even fluff in front of each other. Pete is a bit more liberal.
Yeah, you should try it sometime.
For the first year of our relationship, I didn't fart in front of her, that's for sure. But no worries now.
I can't. It's the way I've always been,
Lisa,
weirdly.
we are kindred spirits. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I've baked a few loaves in my time.
No, hey.
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Life can be so unpredictable, especially when that's the aim of this game. So we're asking, what happens next?
Fast becoming one of the favourite things we do on this show amongst the listeners who listen to our show.
Yeah, what happens next? Where producer Brooke, we were told last week that we've been including producer Rami saying, we don't know what the producers are going to do to us. And producer Rami says, I don't want anything to do with this segment. I'm not going to be blamed for anything that goes wrong because actually producer Brooke is responsible.
Yep. Trigger warning, as always.
Well, we don't know. We never know what it's about.
Yep.
But she gives us a little bit of a story, and then we have to guess where it went next, and it just happens to have created a bit of a trend where usually it goes quite badly.
You know what else I've found, though, out about this, right, is that you got a heart of gold, Ben. Because usually you see the best in the people behind these stories.
Well,
see, very nice.
He's a very forgiving
I'm a
man,
believer.
apparently.
I'm a believer.
You are a believer. Whereas we've been around long enough to know that's not usually the case. All right, let's go. Here's story number one. This is what happened first.
Lars, a 28-year-old German tourist, was on vacation in Bulgaria. After a fight with soccer fans, he injured his ear and was told not to fly. So his friends flew home without him. What happens next?
Gee, vague.
He got injured by soccer fans. Is that what they said? He got injured by soccer
There was a fair bit of
fans.
confusion around how he had got a missing ear. What was it? He was missing part of his ear.
No, not missing part of his ear. He injured his ear, in an altercation with fans. Couldn't fly.
I don't think he returns. I think he stays in Bulgaria.
And that's it for him.
I think he meets a lovely nurse. A lovely Bulgarian nurse.
I don't think he
and
stays
lives
in Bulgaria.
happily ever after.
I think he might stay in Bulgaria and never be seen again. I reckon that it wasn't anything to do with the soccer fans. I reckon they found cockroaches in his ears.
Oh, wow. I reckon he decides, stuff it, I'm going to go home anyway, and he gets on the flight, regardless of what the doctor said, and his head explodes.
Okay.
Let's find out.
Airport footage shows Lars suddenly dropping his luggage, sprinting out of the terminal, vaulting a fence, and running into the woods. He was never seen again. There was no sign of mental illness before the trip. No body, no phone, no trace.
What?
Told you. Bulgaria, never seen again. I should have just kept it at that.
But just the running into the woods and... Brooke, did anybody ever go looking for him, or was that it?
Yes, absolutely they looked for him, but no, there was no trace. They couldn't find him.
Oh, that's wild. All right, here's the next one.
Stephen, a college student, went missing while skiing near Lake Michigan. Searchers found his skis and poles and a set of footprints that stopped suddenly at the edge of the ice. It looked like he'd vanished into thin air. What happens next?
Well, it was like that scene from The Shining, wasn't it, where he was just walking backwards into his own footsteps.
Oh, do you reckon that? Yeah?
Yeah, so that no one could find that he actually went the other direction.
Right. I reckon he's... Because it was a lake, yeah? He was at the edge of a frozen lake. Is that what it said? I reckon he's gone into the lake, or he's gone walking out onto the ice, and the ice has cracked open and he's fallen in.
That's what he's wanted to make it look like, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's faked his own death.
You reckon?
Yeah, it's obviously.
Definitely.
All right, let's have a listen.
15 months later, he woke up in a field over 1,000 kilometers away, wearing strange clothes and carrying a backpack full of maps he didn't recognize. He had no memory of the missing time. Even stranger, he'd studied linguistics, psychology, and mythology.
Why are we even guessing? Why are we even making vague attempts at what happened next when there's no possible way we would know?
This is nuts. He was at the edge of that lake, Brooke, and then in his own head, he just disappeared for 18 months.
Yeah, so he has no idea. He actually went really quiet. He didn't want to do any interviews, and people think he time travelled.
I've heard about this.
You say time travel, I say carbon monoxide poisoning.
You reckon?
It's Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins.
Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins presents The Wedding You Built.
It's a love story, baby, just say yes.
Voting starts tomorrow.
It's happening.
This is the wedding of Josh and Lisa, which will be happening here in just a few weeks.
So we don't start voting on everything. This is just the first few categories.
Yeah, it's going to be
correct?
one thing at a time.
Okay.
You've got to go to our Instagram page, Pete and Kimber.
Mm-hmm.
Check out our Instagram, and each day will be a different thing because we move quickly.
Okay.
We have
One
to.
a day.
This
One a
wedding
day.
is in a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever organised a wedding in a couple of weeks,
I
but it
have
gets
not.
a little crazy, a bit hectic.
Are you following Pete and Kimber on Instagram yet or what?
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I
That
am.
is such a lie.
I am.
Have you
No.
put on your Instagram that you are
Checking.
working with us yet?
Yes. Have
Oh.
No, I'm checking right now.
Oh, don't check.
Just because when you first joined Instagram, we noticed that you
I know
left it off.
we did have this went back and forward. I need to have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay, hang on. Love my kids, family footy, and leading a healthy lifestyle.
Same thing, yes.
Is it on?
Reading sport at 7 Perth.
Oh, it's not.
Nothing else.
Okay,
and look, not
leave
following.
that
Look,
with me.
look at zero following.
Oh, I haven't got a follower.
Well, no.
But look here.
What?
Can I get some? Yeah.
What's that? What am I looking at?
That means so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he does. He does look like he's. Well, yeah. Well, look, you're following one part. That's not technically us. I mean, like that's
That's mix.
That's
So
one
94.5.
station,
Oh,
mate.
You're
That's not
following
Pete and
Mix.
Kimber.
That's not Pete and Kimber. It's different.
okay.
Pete
I
and
mean,
Kimber's
you know
different.
what? It was a really good try, buddy. You just keep doing
I'm
your
opening
best.
it. Yes.
So that's where it's going to be, right? Now, we're going to kick things off a little bit later on this morning as to what category you're going to find out, but it is all the different categories of the wedding. I am going to lobby for one of the voting options to get changed, Kimber,
Yeah.
when it comes to the bride's outfit.
Well, we don't know what they're going to be yet, right? Because what we'll do is we'll sort of throw out a few suggestions and then we'll ask you to vote rather than have it open slather.
Yeah.
But why? What are you
Well,
thinking?
I really want Tracy's suggestion on the text line. I want the balloon wedding
she
dress.
wants her in, just covered in balloons.
Just covered in balloons. We had a suggestion from one of the great listeners of this show, Benny, saying that can you make one of the choices for voting on the wedding dress to be an outfit made of balloons,
Wow.
which I think would be brilliant.
That
And
is
it's
fun.
right up their alley because they said go hard, go your hardest.
Okay.
All right?
What about the wedding dance? Have we had anything brought up about
like
that?
to choose what type of dance.
What type of dance?
Well, hello, dancing Ben. What
This is-
suggestions have you got?
Well, mate, I'm going to work on this.
If
Are
you
you?
could pick any dance, which dance do you think it would be? Would you go for the waltz, or would it be a cha-cha, or a?
Something romantic. Wouldn't have to be ballroom, I think.
You reckon? I don't know. But so what would you go with when it comes to sexy? Because there's a little bit of there's a lot of passion
It's
between
got to be
these
Latin.
two.
It's got to be something Latin.
Yeah.
Latin, maybe. Okay, well,
Okay. Start thinking about it, mate. We need
I'm
that
gonna go
suggestion.
put
That's
to work.
fantastic.
We're going to leave you with that one. That's
All
like
right.
your area.
Head to Pete and Kimber on Instagram, Ben, and follow that along, Ben. And make sure you are checking that out. For the next 24 hours, you're going to have your first thing to vote for, and we're going to bring you results as soon as we can. All right? We'll catch you tomorrow.
Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins. 6 to 9 weekdays.
Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins are off to spoil Mum this Mother's Day with a huge range of big brand fragrances at the lowest prices at Chemist Warehouse. Shop in store or online now.